Oh, you're so creepy. Hi, friends. Happy Chinese New Year. Or in Chinese, 新年快乐.
新年快乐.
Rambo's trying to say it as well. 新年快乐.
It's okay, leave it.
He's trying to bark, but he can't bark
goodness.
since his surgery. It's really sad.
Poor buddy.
Anyways, happy Chinese New Year, everybody. We wanted to just pop in and give you a little adoption update. Last time we talked, we were just dossier to China, so we have a few updates. We have been having fun celebrating Chinese New Year. It started officially on February 12th, and I think it runs for another week or so. It'll end on February the 26th-ish with the Lantern Festival. But we wanted to give you just a few updates and some kind of clarity on some stuff that we talked about before.
All right, so the LID, so I apologize if I confused people before. That's my fault. The logged in date or the logged in dossier date, that is when the dossier arrives in China. We don't log into a system, and that was confusing before, so I apologize. But basically, it's in China, and now that it's there, so the LID is really important for people because that's when you can start receiving the folders. And it is, now that it's in China, it's going to get translated fully, it's going to get reviewed and then approved. But now that it's there, we can start getting folders. It's not a hard folder, it's like an electronic email. It's all electronic. And you get one folder at a time, and you review it. So in the LID, so the logged in dossier date, it's actually at the Chinese Center for Children's Welfare and Adoption.
That's where our whole identity is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two different kind of groups of children. Technically, before we got our LID, we could review the children that are considered special focus. They're older, they have the more critical, more severe medical needs. Those kids are considered special focus. So since we started the application process, we have been able to review their files. However, there are children that are designated as LID only, and those are the files, mainly little girls like we're seeking, and the ones with the kind of less severe medical needs. So those are the files that we have been waiting for. But as of February 1st, we are eligible to receive a file whenever one matches kind of what we put down that we're prepared to parent and to be able to have the resources to take care of her to the very best of our ability and that she needs. So that kind of comes back to another question that we've been getting, and that has to do with, do all children adopted from China have medical needs? And the answer is yes. So there is one slight adjustment. You can adopt a perfectly healthy child if they are older. If they're getting closer to like aging out of the orphanage system or becoming kind of the age where they're unadoptable anymore, then yes, you can adopt a perfectly healthy older child from China. And if that is something that you are called to, you feel God like really laying older kids on your heart, please, please, please consider those children because they are precious, really, really amazing kids. But the other group of kids, so you have the special focus kids, which we could see basically since the beginning of our process. And then you have the LID only.
My arm's getting tired.
Sorry, our camera skills. We need a selfie stick. I promise we'll buy one soon. So the LID only files are the ones that we're now eligible to see, but they have to match our medical checklist. So the medical checklist is something that you fill out as soon as you basically submit your application, or maybe even before, like when you're just inquiring, you fill out a medical checklist. And the medical checklist has needs everywhere from blindness, partial blindness, missing digits, birthmarks, and then it can range all the way up to like kids that are HIV positive or have hepatitis or have congenital heart defects.
Or other handicaps
or other, yeah, there's like probably 75 to 100 different criteria that you can select as something that you are open to, or something that you just don't feel your family has the resources for. So at this point in the game, our dossier is in China, and we're just waiting for our agency to have a file of a little girl who is within our age range, which is 1.5 to 3 years old, that fits the medical needs that we listed. So, and we don't, because of COVID, we don't really have a time idea at the moment. Travel is still closed. Like, travel to China is, you might hear it like open to some people, but as far as families able to go and pick up their children, that is still very much closed, because the orphanages and the Chinese government are very concerned for the children's safety, as are we. So we don't want them to be traveling until we know that it's safe for them, and for us too.
And as far as the adoption process, you definitely need to think before you start the adoption process. As far as medical needs, you've got to be realistic. If you don't have the resources, another family may have the resources. So, you can't think of it as like rejecting a child because of their level of, as far as a handicap or something like that. Because there might be another family out there that's called for that child. So just, keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of a hard thing when you're going through that checklist of like, oh my gosh, I don't want to say no to a child who might have this. It's really hard, but I think God really works in your heart, and He worked in our heart, just kind of led us to realize that, all of those children are so loved and cherished by Him, and He has families that will have the resources to take care of those kids to the very best that they can be taken care of. But that is definitely an awkward feeling for sure when you're filling out the list. I think that kind of takes care of some of the questions that we've had, just clarifying LID, what that means. It means that we're logged in with China. And then the medical needs, yes, she will have some kind of medical needs of some sort, but that is totally fine with us. She is still created beautifully and loved by God and by us.
Yeah.
So if you have any other questions about the adoption process, or kind of like what we've been going through, that kind of a thing, please feel free to leave us a comment and let us know. We'd love to do videos that kind of help to answer any other families' questions as they're starting this journey. We know that it can be kind of overwhelming process when you're looking into it. So give us a shout with any questions, and we would love to help you out. And hopefully next time we give you an update, it will be because we have a file, a referral, as it's called, and we won't necessarily be able to show you her picture or give you many details about her, but we can kind of walk you through that step as far as reviewing a file, what that entails, that kind of a thing. We'll make a video to kind of talk about that whole process, because it's exciting and there's a lot to it. But until next time, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. One. Hi, friends.
Hold on. Yeah, okay, here. Okay.
Ready now?
Yeah.
Blindness, partial blindness.
Hold on. My arm.
Yeah, let me hold it.
Jeez.
You're making fun of me.
Well, you keep shaking the camera because you're like...
There's a stabilizing thing. Be fine.
Is there?